Yo, what up, Chris? You're finding Just Mike. We're back in here, back on another one, man. Gotta talk about UFC 158 main event, man. Nick Diaz versus GSP. Welterweight title on the line, and this one was very weird, I gotta say, man. For the most part, you had GSP basically dominating all rounds, okay? But what you did have, the first 2 rounds were on the ground, okay? And GSP just mounting Diaz and basically having his way with him, hitting with nice strikes and hits. And, you know, GSP was just basically delivering punishment. You know what I'm saying? That's the best way I can describe it. Best word I can describe for the first 2 rounds are prone for Diaz. I mean, on his back. And, you know, that's something that happened throughout the match. Takedown after takedown. I don't think GSP back ever touched the mat, honestly. But, you know, this fight was kind of weird because it looked early on in the first 2 rounds as if, you know, Diaz it's just over for him. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't have anything in his tank. But, you know, GSP being so dominant, it was just looking like this is not going to last the full 5 rounds. But then something happened. Midway through the 3rd round, you know, you had GSP sort of looking tired. And one of the things that was really different was the first 2 rounds, going into the 3rd round, GSP was not bloody. I'm used to seeing GSP get bloody and swollen and beaten. This wasn't happening. But over time, the few punches that Nick Diaz did land busted GSP open, hit him across the nose. He hit him with a few strikes, but for the most part, I can say if anything positive from Nick Diaz was he had a tremendous defensive effort against GSP. You know, this guy is a really good defensive player and a really good guy who has excellent cardio, because GSP seemed to be sort of losing gas as the match went on and everything. You know, ultimately, takedown after takedown, GSP landed some nice Superman punches through the 3rd to 5th round. And it was basically a stand-up match for most of the match. No really big punches. I mean, you know, Diaz did, like, surprise me, try to get in a few Kimuras, and they almost worked. They almost got him locked in, but for the most part, you know, GSP, consummate professional, consummate pro, man, you know, retains his title, man, still welterweight championship. And it was kind of weird during the end of the match because, you know, they interviewed both of them. You know, GSP praised Nick Diaz and said, you know, this is one of the guys he used to look at before he got into UFC. But then Nick Diaz was just sort of really real. He just said that, you know, he was tired of fighting. Basically, he's tired of taking this abuse and punishment. And, you know, he tried his best and that he's basically retiring. He said that right on live air. And, you know, Joe Rogan was like, man, you know, you don't want to really say it like that. But he was like, no, man, this is it. You know, I try to go out there and try to give you guys the best I can, but this was it. So he basically retired, you know what I'm saying, on live TV. The actual interview after the fight was actually more action-packed than the actual fight. I mean, the fight was sort of, you know, your standard GSP dominating and, you know, gets the W. But, you know, Diaz drops a bomb like this and it was really big. And honestly, he didn't get beat up. You know, he may have lost this match, but he didn't get beat. You know what I mean? He stood up there and took the punishment and defended himself, and he wasn't really that beat up. I mean, GSP looked it worse than Diaz, but, you know, Diaz hanging up his boots, man, hanging up his gloves, man. That's pretty much it. That's how the whole thing went, man. I want to know what you guys thought about it, if you've seen it. You know, what do you think is next for GSP? Diaz, of course, retiring. Didn't really want to see that, but hey, man, it is what it is. I want to know what you guys thought. Make sure you share this. Make sure you like the video if you've seen it. And if you haven't seen it, I will put a link to the full highlights below. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. Add me on Twitter at JustMike77. And that's it, man. UFC 158 is in the books. Can't wait to 159. I can't wait to see. Honestly, I'm still waiting for Sonnen versus Jones. That's what I'm waiting for. So, you know what I mean? I can't wait to see that. But that's it for this one. I will definitely see you guys on the next one. Until then, it's your partner, Just Mike. I'm out.